Manscaped, the leaders in below the waistline grooming. And more importantly, their performance package, the 4.0. That's the one I like to use because it does keep them short and curlies short and nice and neat looking. You know, they say if you keep the grass low, the tree will continue to show. But the way you do that is with that Lawnmower 4.0, the one that has the light that goes on and off the different guards. I mean, it is waterproof. It is one of those things where it prevents or really helps reduce those nicks and cuts because nobody wants to get nicked and cut down there. That is not cool in any circumstances. All right. But then on top of that, man, when you talk about all the other products that they dish out, man, the revolver for your revolver, not a revolver. You don't want a revolver on your dangly twins. You want a reviver down there. You want a toner down there. Definitely don't want a revolver down there. Whatever you do, don't put that down there. All right. But on top of that, if we're going to talk about anything, we're going to have promo codes for you, baby. And this promo code is as simple as it can be. It's MOATS. You use that, you get 20% off along with free shipping worldwide at manscaped.com. So stop wasting times. Make sure you go ahead and handle what you need to handle so that way your short and dangly twins and friends and whoever else gets to interact will be enjoying themselves. So shout out to Manscaped.
Game previews.
New Orleans Saints. What we liking about them boys and what we don't like about them boys. All right. So, as we always do, drop 3 things that you like about this New Orleans Saints team. Just 3 things and just likes. We'll get to the don't likes or dislikes in a few, but right now, just 3 things that we currently like about this New Orleans Saints team.
You want to start?
I guess I can start. I like the pass rush. Cam Jordan, like how he wins one-on-ones consistently, 100+ career sack guy. Them beautiful numbers, by the way. Love his Jordan collection, too, of cleats. Fire. Love his celebration, too. It's like, oh. Take it to the next level. Like, I like all that. I'm a pass rusher dude. You know, I love that type of stuff. And I just like the fact that, you know, they can win. And in terms of Cam Jordan, he wins the one-on-ones, but they also can blitz, and they do it a good amount. That's one of Dennis Allen's staples, man, in terms of trying to speed you up. But I just like their pass rush, man. I think that it definitely creates a hostile environment at times for quarterbacks, and it makes them have to play a little bit faster. Even when they're not getting home, they're still influencing the quarterback, and that's something that they have been able to do consistently, man.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because one of my thoughts with the pass rush for them was it wasn't too impressive when they blitzed the fort. Now, I'm with you. Cam Jordan's always kind of like making his way in there. It's never anything pretty. Nope. So, like, if the quarterback doesn't get the ball out quick, he's got a chance to like pick up a sack.
Yeah, that's how he he wins, but he wins a lot like that where it's like, it's not necessarily a TJ Watt, I fried you off the dribble. But if you hold that ball longer than you're supposed to, if you don't go in your first read, you're not pumping this rock and holding it and pumping it again. That's when Cam Jordan wins. That's his style. He, as a DN, his game is really similar to Cam Hayward's as a 3 technique in the sense of they don't win flashy ways, but they win by just fundamental. And then as soon as you hold that ball longer than you're supposed to, they're getting off of that block at the end of this thing and finish it, man. It's dope. That's why, you know, he is as good as he is, man. It's more than one way to skin a cat, baby. No more cat. I forgot. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I'm a cat lover. I love all animals. Okay. It's more than one way to have success out there. There we go.
Yeah, that's why I was curious why you brought the pass rush up because I wasn't like too impressed whenever they brought forward. Now, you're right. They do try to blitz a little bit.
And you also have to remember, too, man, watching them against Baltimore, what's the scary factor? Lamar Jackson escaping out the pocket. So that's the other thing when you're watching them in terms of how they rush and how they would attack Lamar. Part of that is we don't want him to take off because if he does, some people view him as more dangerous running than he do throwing the ball. So that's the other part. But that's how they act to win. You know what I mean? Is with that group up front.
Right. Yeah. It's nothing crazy.
It's not.
Because they don't have a TJ Watt. They don't have an Alex Highsmith when he's on cooking like that. They got Cam Jordan coming from the outside. Yeah, it's Cam Jordan. There's no knock against him because he does win. He bullies the dudes.
He has the quietest 112 career sacks. Think about that. Like, we talk about Vaughn having 100+ sacks. You talk about Terrell Suggs having 100+ sacks. Debo doesn't even have 100+ career sacks. But we view Debo as a better rusher than Cam Jordan. But that's the difference of approach in terms of how he wins. It's not flashy. It's just really technical is fundamentally sound, and he knows what his game is. You got some guys that are speed rushers, some guys that are power rushers, some guys that got 1,000 moves. He's one of them dudes that I'm going to rush. I'm a long arm you. I'm coming off this thing at the last second. I'm making a play. Yeah.
Mine, I just got individual names for this one, actually. Demario Davis. I think he's playing unreal.
I would agree.
Jumped off the screen to me, particularly in that Monday Night Football game. I mean, two linebackers did too. And the one on the Ravens side really pissed me off because Roquan Smith looks unreal. Looks like the perfect fit for that Ravens defense. I'm not happy about it.
You know how athletic they are right now with Roquan and Patrick Queen in there, bro? It is stupid.
I'm not happy about it.
Stupid, bro.
Really not. But Demario Davis, his play with the Saints has been unreal. Ever since going there, he's become this perennial Pro Bowler, All-Pro type of dude, and doesn't look like he's slowing down with age because he was jumping off the screen to me in Monday Night Football. So, yeah, Demario Davis. And I think a huge leader for that defense as well. You can 100%. Tell he gets the dudes going.
He's number 2 on my list as well for likes. Demario Davis for a couple of reasons. Number one, man, he's been doing this since he was in New York with the Jets. Always been super athletic, rangy, could play the run. He was the cover guy predominantly going back to the Rex Ryan-led Jets when it was Bart Scott or even when they went to David Harris and Reeves is still out there. Man, he was their cover linebacker. So now when you watch him in New Orleans, same player, but now he's more turned into that leader, the vocal leader, the passionate leader. And you can see they feed off his energy. He is the heartbeat of that defense, of that team, realistically, man. And he can do it all. He can play the run. He can cover. He can blitz. He's just a heck of a player, man. And it's really good to see, even as he's aging, that he still is able to do this thing at a high level. So, yeah, he's the second thing that I like about them, man. Absolutely. All right.
My second thing, Chris Olave.
Shout out to Chris, man. He balling, too. Little 600.
With Michael Thomas's departure, he has become the Saints' number 1. He is a really small frame, but he's fast as hell and can run routes really good.
And he can catch.
And he's Andy Dalton's favorite target. Yeah, he's top.
He can catch, man.
If my counting's right here.
He's
1,
top 10
2,
receiving
3,
yards.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, top 10 in receiving yards in the league right now.
Either 9 or 8. Yeah.
43 receptions, 618 yards, and 2 touchdowns so far. And they don't have too much help outside of him in that receiving room. They got dudes with talent. They got dudes with upside, like Callaway. I kind of like their tight end. Did you know Kevin White is still in the NFL and he's playing on the Saints? He's like their 4th and 5th receiver.
Yeah, he's not doing anything though, but he's
crazy.
Not.
It's unbelievable to me. I was thinking about him with the whole Claypool trade too, with just how you draft a receiver, you think it's gonna be a lock that he's gonna be a stud. I mean, he's a perfect example of that. He didn't even give any production. Like there's some receivers, like Sammy Watkins, kind of a disappointment for where he was drafted.
Right,
and what
but
you
he still had a couple seasons.
But actually had
he got
a 1,000-yard year. Would get maybe 600, 700, 800 yards.
In Buffalo.
Yeah. And it's still like has a role as the 3rd or 4th receiver on teams. Whereas Kevin White, he's just doing absolutely nothing.
Kevin White kind of is like when I look at Brashard Perriman, when I think of
Perriman, he still gets it done at times.
Who was the other big dude that was Kelvin Benjamin? Remember him?
See, White never even had seasons like either of those dudes.
Because I'm just like, dang, like what
because Perriman, the one year with Jameis when he had to come in for Godwin and Evans being out, like actually had some really good games. Yeah. Kelvin Benjamin, I think he had 1,000 yards his rookie year.
Yeah, the 1 year in Carolina, but that was it.
Kevin White hasn't even done that though. Yeah.
It's bad, bro.
That's just crazy. But yeah, Chris Olave, it looks like the Saints found a stud in him. He's the second thing I like about their team.
I like it. All right, and the third thing for me, man, is Tyrann Mathieu. When you watch him play, man, he's still Honey Badger. A guy that can create turnovers, whether it's interceptions, whether it's forced fumbles. A dude that has championship pedigree. A guy that is a leader out there defensively, and one of them dudes, man, that I just respect his game, man. At a high level, he's been doing this, and he's, like I said, still a major part of this defense down there, man. So, yeah, he's the number 3 thing for me that I like, that I like about this New Orleans Saints team.
Number 3 for me, Alvin Kamara.
Taysom Hill. Oh,
you know what?
I thought you was gonna go Taysom, bro. You know you're a Taysom guy too, bro. You love you some Taysom Hill.
We're talking about the preview today, right?
Yeah,
we are.
I mean,
he's actually gonna be someone I bring up. We got to watch for him.
So, yes, we do.
He's actually playing awesome when he gets the ball and gets in the game.
Yes, we do. Yes. He's back. He's back, ladies and gentlemen.
They got him in his niche. They're not playing around with him like being a starting quarterback. It's like, no, you're going to come in
be our
for maybe
guy.
4 or 5 plays at quarterback. You could pass, you could run, do whatever. He's been making plays. He's been a difference maker in a ton of these Saints games, too.
Every single time, bro.
Holy hell. But no, Alvin Kamara, he's a stud. This year, he's on pace for just like a normal Alvin Kamara year. 443 yards rushing.
He's averaging like 4.3.
Yeah, 4.3 yards a carry. Then he's also doing it in the receiving game, and that's what we know Alvin Kamara to be.
Yeah.
319, 36 receptions, 2 touchdowns there. You can see he looks as smooth of a runner as ever. He just glides down there.
Explosive.
Dudes are bouncing
balance.
off of him. It looks effortless, and good for him.
He's that type of running back I love, bro.
Yeah, he's doing good. Like last year was a little bit of a down year for him.
I love that.
Particularly in the receiving game, but it looks like he's got that uptick back in both facets.
Give me that contact balance, but I want you light on your feet, man. I want you you had to dance, but you could go. Like, it's beautiful, bro. It's a beautiful thing to see, man. All right. So let's see the 3 things that people in the chat said that they like. Oh, I got to start with Vegas TJG. He said he liked the gumbo, the sweet tea, and Mardi Gras. Boy, salute you. Now, I'm with you 1,000%. Man, that's one of my favorite places to visit. I need to go back to New Orleans, man. Deke, you ever been to New Orleans, man?
I have not.
Bro, the food is amazing. The energy is amazing.
It's
just fun to be around there, bro.
What's the main drag, or what's like the main street down there? What's it called?
Oh,
is it Bourbon Street?
Yeah, Bourbon Street. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah,
That's
Bourbon
what it's
Street.
called?
Yeah.
I heard it just smells like piss.
At night. But then the crazy thing is this, it literally morphs,
clean
bro.
it up?
No exaggeration. You go out there at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, it's beads, piss, bodily fluids, and a lot of body parts, and music, street, club, like it's a party scene. That's at 3, 4 in the morning. You go to sleep, you come back at 7 a.m., it's completely clean. You would have never known anything. You're looking at these same establishments, you're like, bro, I just saw a person there last night doing some unheavenly things.
I don't know if I want to buy this food.
And now you're up here talking about, hey, man, get you a breakfast combo. And you're like, bruh, I saw what was on that table last night, bruh. You know what I mean? So it's literally like that. It morphs. So, yes, if you're out there during the nighttime hours, it's going to look one way. You come out there during them daytime hours, it's night and day. So we were like, oh, yeah, you could bring your kids down there and still turn up with your folks. Like, you doing the 8 a.m. to about 8 p.m. Oh, you're good. You can kill it on Bourbon Street, family activities. It's going to be a ball. When that sun go down and they get about 8:30, 9 o'clock, man, put them kids in the house, bro. Don't have them kids out there, bro. Because it's going to get all the way out of pocket. For a fact. But then the next day you good again. So, yeah.
Maybe whenever we got to play the Saints away.
Man, we're going to have to, that's when we're going to have to turn up for, man. All right.
I got LD Big Boss here saying Chris Olave, Demario Davis, and then D-line when healthy.
Okay. Country Malik 48 says Alvin Kamara. Ooh, he went with Lattimore. Shout out to Lattimore and Chris Olave. Yeah, I like that. That's a smooth little trio. I think we got
Rod Dulles, Cam Jordan, Taysom Hill. He's got him in his top 3.
Gotta have Taysom in that top 3,
and he has
baby.
Chris Olave as well.
All right. I like that.
Keon Brown says Olave, Kamara, and utilization of Taysom Hill.
Oh, all right. L_D_ Big Boss. Number 1, Chris Olave. Number 2, Demario Davis. Number 3, the D-line when healthy. I like that. Okay.
Country Malik, AK, Alvin Kamara, Lattimore, and Olave. Is Lattimore playing in our game?
I don't know. I'm trying to see if Lattimore's going to play. I'm trying to see if they're still going to roll with Dalton because
they are.
I
just saw the headline.
Well, this is the thing. The headline, even yesterday, I was seeing where Dennis Allen was saying that, nothing's going to be changing, nothing like that. But I don't all the way believe it, bro.
No consideration to benching Andy Dalton, he said.
Bro, do you think that's the truth? You think that's true?
I do. He stuck with them this far.
But it wasn't like he was healthy this whole time in terms of Jameis.
Even when he was, they just rolled with Dalton.
Yeah, until you keep seeing Dalton play bad. That's my thing. I'm just like, I don't know, man.
Tell me I'm wrong about this, but maybe it's Dalton and the Saints uni. I don't know.
Oh, Lord, don't you do that. No.
I actually felt like he was slinging it a little bit.
I'm
Dude, he
not
gets
going
that ball
there,
out
man.
quick, throwing some dots.
He gets it out quick. Cool.
I'm not. Trust me,
That's
he's on my
cool.
dislike list.
That's
Trust me.
cool.
I was just a little bit shocked at the Andy
you know
Dalton
why?
that I saw.
You know what's going on?
He still turns the ball.
No,
over.
no, no, no.
He's still not that
you know
amazing,
what's
but
going on?
still.
You know what's going on?
What?
You ain't seeing what you accustomed to seeing here, so now your eyes starting to change. So now you looking at Dalton like,
No.
is Dalton kind of cute? The Dalton, he actually kind of decent. You already done saw for just stance on Kirk Cousins.
Stop.
What did you say the other day? Hey, man, Kirk is changing my perspective. Okay, now, you are accustomed to seeing 7 play quarterback. 7 had you feeling like Dalton was a terrible quarterback. When we would be like, yo, Dalton's still a Pro Bowl quarterback. Dalton's still a good player. He just not been. He'd be like, oh, no, Dalton ain't like that. Because you was looking at 7. Now you've been looking at Trubisky. You've been looking at Mason. You've been looking at Kenny. And now you over here talking about, hey, bro, Dalton was kind of slinging it. No, you're seeing, you've been looking at something that hasn't been that. And now he's like, oh, this ain't that bad. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm just letting you know, bro. That's what you're going through right now. It's normal. It's normal. But that's what you're going through. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
all them times you talked about Kirk Cousins, all them times you talked about Ted Hill, all them times you talked about Dalton, it's like, bro, it ain't sweet like that. We've had 7. 7 is very different. That's an outlier.
Never got rid of him.
That's an outlier, bro. Yeah. Now we're like the other ones. We're like everybody else right now. We trying to figure out, do we got a 7 again? Because right now, like, we have just guys. Mm-hmm. So that's why you look at Dalton like that, bro. Dalton is still Dalton.
He's getting the ball out quick.
My voice, hey, man, I don't know, man. He said, I don't know. You looking at Dalton, bro? Dalton been looking good. He been, Dalton, man, I ain't down there. Hey, boy, you better stop.
Trust me, I got him on my dislikes, but the Saints are moving the ball with him at quarterback.
They rubbed them glasses like, yo, is that the same? Is that the same Dalton I know? That can't be the Dalton from Cincinnati. No, that ain't that Dalton. No. It's all good,
yeah,
man.
We were talking about Brady with his arm strength. That's what I felt with Dalton, too. I'm like, wait, is his arm strength a little bit better than what it used to be? He's 35 now, though?
He said, these are no back shoulder fades. What's going on here, man?
I don't like what I'm becoming.
You even talked about
I'm softening up, huh?
Talk about. Shout out to DG, or not DG's. I saw somebody bring up Joe Flacco, Steve Anders. Said, do you think Flacco's?
No.
I mean,
get that out of here.
Now, when we played the Jets, you was like, I mean, even with Flacco, it's like, man, the offense still looked the same. He could take shots downfield, man. Whereas if that would have been 7 at quarterback.
He's even worse than Dalton with the ball security, though.
But if it was 7 at quarterback, you would have never even threw that compliment out there to Flacco. That's all we say. You would have never even looked at him and be like, hey, man, he's still doing this well. He can do that. It would have been like, bro, it's Flacco. And you would have left it at that. You were even like complimenting him. So you're right, man.
Where's my edge? I become soft.
Oh, my gosh. That boy say, yo, Andy Dalton, man. He all right.
I'm not liking this version of Deke.
But you're becoming self-aware. And that's the start, you know? You got to get self-aware, and then you can, start to readjust. You're good, bro.
Self-aware about what?
That, we're just in a different phase right now, quarterback-wise. It'll come back, and then we'll get back to looking at Dalton like Dalton, okay? And all these other guys appropriately. Yeah. I'm with you, man.
There's humor in what you're saying. It's making me chuckle a little bit on the inside, but it's actually pissing me off more because it's like,
I'm with you.
I want Ben back.
I know. I can understand.
Dude, how about this?
I can understand it, bro.
How about this? Was talking to Cleveland fan over the weekend. Lifelong Cleveland fan. I'd say he knows football. He watches every game and stuff on the weekends. Not just Cleveland, but around the league. He bets a lot and everything. Right. He knows the AFC North. He knows the Steelers. He knows that rivalry. He knows Ben Roethlisberger. He said it himself. He's I thought Ben could have played 2 more years. That's from a Browns fan.
I could understand it.
It's a shame Steeler fans couldn't feel the same way.
You know,
their own quarterback.
That's how it goes sometimes, man.
Their own quarterback. They couldn't appreciate him like a Browns fan appreciated Ben Stalin. And
you know how it goes, man.
Said he could play 2 more years. It's a damn shame.
It's kind of like all them people out there that are like, man, how could Brady choose football over Giselle? Giselle is Giselle, man. He should love
Dude,
her
he's
over
going to go for
football,
like
you
2 or
know?
3 more years, I'm telling you. He's going to go play for the 49ers.
I can see it, man.
guarantee
But
it.
he's just making a decision that, he feels like it's best for him. So in Pittsburgh, yes, a Browns fan is probably looking at Ben like he's Giselle. Man, how could you not choose Giselle? How could you not choose 7 for an extra year, too? But in Pittsburgh, it was a little different. We don't know all what's going on. Same, we don't know what's going on with Brady and Giselle. Maybe he's like, you know what? She can't cook. Yeah. Maybe that's what it was. She can't cook, and for 7, it was, yeah.
Apparently there's some new information about the Brady divorce that this was probably like a year in the works.
How
She got her own place in February. She was already starting to like do her own thing.
Yeah.
So maybe it's not as deep right now. Like Brady already knew it was coming a while ago.
Definitely, the perception initially was that it was just happening now, but it was like no way you could have a divorce finalized that quick.
Yeah.
You have to be separated for a year at least. So yeah.
So maybe the people feeling bad for Brady saying he gave up his family for football. Man, it's probably not the case.
Yeah. But how many times do we see that anytime when we're talking about like just reactions to information when it first come out versus, when we get more and more details and facts? It happens.
Where are we at now?
We are on to dislikes now. 3 things that you don't like about this Saints team. Drop that in the chat as well. For me, man, I'll start out with their offensive line's pass protection. I think it gets real leaky at times, man. Obviously, the Baltimore Ravens were able to have a lot of success, Justin Houston specifically. And typically, if we didn't have TJ, I'd be like, well, maybe we don't have a Justin Houston type. But we actually do have that type of player, man. And more importantly, when TJ is back out there, that also opens it up for Alex Highsmith, who can also win his one-on-ones. When you talk about the Saints, though, in terms of their pass protection and more importantly their quarterbacks, both of these dudes, whether it was Jameis or Dalton, have been sacked a good amount of times. I think Dalton has been 11 times, and for Jameis it was like 8, I think it was. For me, when you watch them, man, I just don't feel like they're going to be able to protect in the manner that they need to, and that's part of the reason why Dalton has been getting it out faster, because you don't have the time to sit back there, and that probably is helping Dalton a little bit more than hurting him. He can't, make too many bad decisions that way.
Right. Once you start getting some pressure on him, he misses his first read. It's down the shitter for sure. But when he does get out the ball quick, it ain't looking bad. That's what I'm saying. The ball's moving, the offense is moving.
So, like I said, it might be good and bad for Dalton, man. It's helping him, but it's hurting him too. But yeah, I had to start it with the offensive line, their pass protection, man. I just feel like for us, that should be a key area that we'll be able to, really have a nice matchup for us there. Okay.
Well, since we're on the topic of Andy Dalton, I have Andy Dalton on there, even though I was
complimentary of him.
Kind of, yeah, complimentary.
No, you weren't kind of. You were, man. You loved him.
I'd say it's more of a backhanded compliment because, well, there's a few things at play here. We know him versus the Steelers is typically not a good thing.
Yeah.
And that's going back to his Bengals days.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if he's with the Saints or what team he's on. I don't believe it because I never really seen him do anything against the Steelers like that.
Right.
And now we got our full arsenal on defense.
But are you concerned about the stat where I think it was like Coach Tomlin has never beaten the Saints?
I did see that.
Yeah. Are you concerned about that?
No. Because Saints, we haven't played them that often. That's the thing. So he's 0-3. I'm trying to think of those games. One was in like 07 or 08, I think.
So we had one in Pittsburgh.
We had one on 14. The road, probably in like
14 Pittsburgh.
11 or 12. It was like a Sunday night football game.
And then was that 18 or 19 with Joe? Remember and Juju and them? Rosie with the fake.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that was 3 times that we can in the last like 20
That's
years.
He's 0-3. Yeah. Right, we should have beat the Saints on the road.
Yeah, we should have beat them when we had them here.
Fumble.
In 14, we should have had them. We felt like we should have had them. Yeah.
I'm not worried about it. We just don't play them that often.
For sure.
And that Saints team was different than those Saints teams were different than this Saints team because that had Drew Brees.
Mm-hmm.
Much better even leadership too. They had Sean Payton as a coach.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really not concerned about that.
Sure.
I think we'll be fine. I think our defense, now in particular with Andy Dalton, I don't think he's going to be able to do too much against this defense because it goes back to what I was saying. Olave is really only his main guy on offense. Stop the run with Kamara and get some pass rush on Dalton,
Yeah.
he's going to be flustered back there. It's just like a typical Steelers versus Dalton game. That's what I'm expecting coming up.
It should, like, it definitely should. And that's why I'm like, as long as they keep Dalton out there, I love it even more so, man. I don't know.
But even with, and here's going back to some of the compliments, even with some of the things he's doing with the Saints that kind of look good, he still resorts back to some Dalton things, like throwing some really bad interceptions and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think that's going away. Can we just catch him?
That's the thing.
Can we get Casey to catch one?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of nice.
I would agree.
First game as a Steeler?
I would agree. Which goes right into the second thing that I don't like. QB play is very limited, man, and that's with any of these dudes, man. With Dalton, I think that it's limited, but granted, what you talk about in the sense of he cuts down on the turnovers, but it's not necessarily a good thing. He gets the ball out quick, but it's not to the extent where it's threatening or you're getting a ton of run after either. Outside of Chris Olave, is really not a lot that they do.
Their tight end's not bad.
But when in the sense of how they're utilizing him, he's not in the sense that you're worried about them featuring him like a Travis Kelce or even how we want to feature like a Freiermuth. To me, their most explosive plays do happen when Taysom Hill is out there. You know, it's like that type of dynamic. And then when Jameis is out there, you have the ball security concerns. Now, it's not terrible, but that's still something that has been a knock on him. But for me, man, the QB play, I'm not a fan of it. And I think that it has been limiting them in their offense this year, man.
Okay, I'm just going to do the opposite of one of the things that I said I liked. I said Chris Olave, so I'm going to say for things I don't like, the receivers outside of Chris Olave. Michael Thomas, just continuing to rob the Saints after that big contract that he took.
Bro, he got the bag. It was like, I'm going to holler at y'all.
I did some research on this.
He got
how many games do you think he's played over the last 3 years?
Is it 7 or 10? I'm going 7.
You're right on your second guess, 10.
10?
Over the last 3 years.
Yeah. I knew it was something
2022,
like crazy small,
2021, and
Yeah.
2020. That's an average of 3 games per season.
Nuts, bro.
He's getting paid
It's nuts,
$25
bro.
million
It is
per year.
Nuts. Yes.
I mean, with him in the fold, you'd have Olave, Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, and like a Marquez Callaway as your fourth guy, or Traquan Smith.
And then you got
that wouldn't be
Alvin
as bad.
Kamara in your running game. Like, that's a dope situation right there.
Not as bad, but whenever you're telling me you got Chris Olave as your 1, Jarvis Landry as your 2, I think Jarvis Landry's always been overrated. But then Traquan Smith, Marquez Callaway, they're talented guys, but they really haven't lived up to their potential or hype that a lot of people think they would have going into these respective NFL seasons the last couple years. And then Kevin White's their 5th guy. Come on, man. Yeah, they just don't have guys across the board that you can really trust.
Yeah.
At the receiver position outside of Olave.
Very true, very true. And that kind of goes into my third thing, man. I didn't specifically talk about their receivers and stuff like that, but for me, I just think their offense lacks consistency as well. Part of that is due to the health of that position group. No Michael Thomas, that's a big piece. Jarvis Landry in and out of the lineup, that's another piece that they were leaning on. When we talk about the quarterback play, when you're switching quarterbacks, when you're not getting consistent play at that position, it shows offensively. Some of the things that they deal with, we deal with. It's just, they're a little bit further along with some of their veteran players than we are. And in particular at the quarterback position, they just have a veteran guy, whether it's Dalton or Jameis, but the consistency across the board, it just isn't what you would typically expect to see when you're watching the Saints play. And that's a part of why their record is what it is, and why when we're looking at this team and we feel as optimistic as we do, it is because of that. That lack of consistency, man, it opens up a lot of doors. Their lack of consistency when you're talking about ball security, whether you're talking about explosive plays, whether you're talking about trying to run the ball consistently, it's a lot of just up and down with them. And yeah, man, it's something that we should be feeling good about, man. We should.
I got a few things here. Maybe I'll save a couple for whenever we do the preview.
Yeah.
I'll keep it simple. No Sean Payton. Like, even without Drew Brees last year,
that's a big difference, man.
They went 9-8.
That'd be the difference of like us doing the Duck Mason season with Coach T versus without Coach T. It matters, man. You need that guy. It matters.
Right. 3-6 with Dennis Allen. I don't think it's coincidence. Sean Payton is a Hall of Fame coach, and Just doesn't feel like their team's the same. That aura around them is the same. I don't know if I'm reaching just because they have a losing record this year and stuff, but
yeah.
nah, man. I mean, Sean Payton would have a job in the snap of a finger if he decided to come back to the NFL, which I'm assuming he probably will in the next year too.
How does it work with the Saints? Because don't they still have like a year on the contract or something? I thought it was something where if he came back, he would have to go. It would be
you got to do a
something
trade
with
or
New Orleans.
something.
Yeah,
that's probably what would have to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it hasn't happened before.
No, I mean it's happened
coach
a couple
trades
times
and stuff
now,
like that. But yeah, I'll keep it simple. I'll save some of the other stuff whenever we dig a little bit deeper into
For
the
sure.
Steelers Saints.